I'm Driti Atri, you're watching TimesXP, and here are the biggest stories that are making headlines across the world today, so let's start with it. Iranian diplomats shopping ban. Well, Iranian diplomats in New York City can no longer shop at wholesale stores like Costco, Sam's Club, or BJ's without any permission. Now, this restriction purchases and sends a clear message of tighter US control. In the meantime, analysts see it as a targeted diplomatic move. Luxury item restrictions. Well, luxury purchases including watches, handbags, jewelry, perfume and cars are now required State Department approval. Even everyday high-end items fall under those new rules. Well, the goal is oversight and limiting the privileges. Targeted diplomatic crackdown here. Well, only Iranian diplomats are affected by this. Other countries' envoys, they are not targeted. Now, this signals United States' focus on Iran amid the tension. This highlights how diplomatic perks can be revoked. High-value purchase rule. Well, purchases over $1,000 or vehicles over $60,000 require approval. Even common luxury items like leather shoes or electronics are monitored now. This ensures State Department oversight on spending. Broader diplomatic moves. Similar restrictions have been considered for Sudan, Zimbabwe, and Brazil. Well, visa privileges and perks are increasingly conditional, experts see as part of a broader United States foreign policy stance. Well, United Nations Assembly timing here. The announcement coincides with United Nations General Assembly in New York. Diplomats from around the globe gathered, making the timing symbolic. Now, this emphasizes the United States' leverage in global diplomacy. Iran's response. Iran may view these restrictions as humiliating. Here, experts warn of rising diplomatic strain. Tehran sees it as an escalation in US-Iran relationship. United States-China military tensions. Well, a congressional delegation warns the United States-China military proximity risk accident. Well, advanced technology increases miscalculation threats. Talks are urged to prevent unintended conflict. Need for deconfliction. Adam Smith stresses better communication between militaries. Close encounters of ships and planes rise tension. Experts see dialogue as crucial just to avoid all these clashes. High-level meetings in Beijing. Delegates meet Defense Minister Dong Un and Vice Premier He Lifeng. In the meantime, discussions covered military, trade, tech issues, focuses on maintaining stability amid rivalry. Trade and TikTok issue. Well, dispute over tariffs, critical minerals and TikTok were discussed. A partial tariff rollback in due to expire in November. TikTok's future in the United States remains uncertain. Rapid tension escalation risk. Both nations are advancing military and tech capabilities rapidly. Even small errors can trigger larger confrontations. Experts call for careful strategic planning. Hamas hit Israeli tanks. Well, Al-Qassam Brigade claims to have hit a Merkava tank in Gaza. 5 soldiers were injured, showing Hamas's operational capability. In the meantime, Israel's ground advances face strong resistance. Hamas's strategic capability here. Despite bombardment, Hamas uses tunnels, ambushes, and weapons caches effectively. In the meantime, urban warfare favors defenders. Well, analysts say that the fighting could last months. Gaza City offensive. Israel continues its push for Gaza City control. Around 15,000 Hamas fighters remain dug in. Each step forward meets fierce resistance, prolonging the entire conflict. Countries recognize Palestine now. 10 countries, including the UK, Canada, and Australia, officially recognize Palestine. This challenges Israel diplomatically. In the meantime, recognition could actually affect aid and trade relationship. Russia supports two-state solution here. Well, Russia backs a 1967 border two-state solution. Moscow signals readiness to mediate between Israel and Palestine. Here, analysts say that this could reshape Middle East alliances. Growing pressure on Israel here. while Western recognition adds diplomatic weight against Israeli policies. Settlement expansion and annexation draw criticism. Israel faces questions from allies and adversaries alike. Hanuman statue controversy. Well, a 90-foot statue in Sugar Land, Texas sparks debate. Republican leaders calls it a false Hindu god, causing backlash. Social media amplifies the dispute over cultural understanding. Cultural pride versus criticism here. Temple leaders emphasize unity and heritage. The statue represents devotion, not provocation. Community campaigns aim to educate the public on Hinduism. Well, statue as identity symbol. For Indian Americans, this statue is more than religious. It's cultural pride. It stands as landmark visible from miles away. Controversy highlights the need for cultural awareness in the United States. Israel kills Hamas naval commander Iyad Abu Yusuf, deputy commander of Hamas naval police, was killed in the airstrike. He was the mastermind of past attacks, specifically October 7th. Israel calls it a significant operational victory. Hamas naval threats here. Hamas naval units smuggle weapons and plan underwater infiltrations. Yusuf's death weakened those operations. Israel says that it disrupts the group's strategic plan. Hostage threatens in Gaza while Hamas releases a photo of an Israeli hostage at gunpoint. Well, threats are used as leverage to halt Israeli advances. Families call for negotiation amid rising tension. Hostages as bargaining chip here. Israeli hostages complicate the Israel's ground operations. Hamas uses them to counter superior firepower. Any execution would inflame the Israeli public opinion. Missile test in Puerto Rico. UGM-133 Trident second nuclear-capable missile test sparked fear, seen as a warning to Venezuela amid rising tensions. Now here critics call it gunboat diplomacy. Saudi Arabia threatens Israel while their crown prince MBS warns over West Bank annexation. Airspace and trade routes could be restricted. In the meantime, Israel risks losing a crucial opening in the Arab world. Tucker Carlson controversy here. Well, at Charlie Kirk's funeral, Carlson's speech drew anti-Semitic conspiracy criticism. He links biblical stories to Israel in a shocking manner. Fallout fuels debates over social media responsibility. Italy pro-Palestine protest. General strike escalate into clashes in Milan and Rome. Protesters demand recognition of Palestine. Melanie urges calm but faces mounting pressure. Putin escalates nuclear threats while Russia scraps missile deployment moratorium. Full military and nuclear readiness signaled. In the meantime, analysts warn of heightened global security risk amid the Ukraine conflict. That's all for now. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and come back on TimesXP same time tomorrow for the latest news that matters the most. I'm Driti Atri. See you next time.